Here is something I always try to think about. Are games really just games? There are people that go, oh, it's just a game, and I can totally understand that saying, but then again, at times I feel like I cannot completely agree with that. For example, when I first played Halo 2 online, it was that moment that really made me enjoy FPS console gaming over the internet, and it was my first experience with it too. Due to that moment right there, Halo 2 does got somewhat a special place in my heart when it comes to the online experience, because the campaign I personally thought it was okay at best. But then again, I'm not one of those overly serious players, and I'm not going to play video games to sacrifice that's like actually important in my life. I would never ever try to quit my job or drop out of school just to get better at this game and spend more time on it. That's not me, man. Then again, I play it to an extent where I feel quote-unquote connected to the game, I guess, because it's just that it's so enjoyable, and I'm not talking about addiction. I can control myself and stop when I have to, but it's giving me so much entertainment where I really want to put the time to become a better player or play it to have fun. Since I play so many other games, I'm not going to be good at every game I play, because I will eventually forget stuff or my skill level is lacking due to out of practice, stuff like that. However, when I watch a YouTube video just for nostalgic purposes, it makes me really miss it, because I have all these other games I have to play, and it's so difficult to balance it with that game. But that specific game I'm watching, I used to be good at it, used to have fond memories of it too. After having those type of moments, I start to realize games are just not games. They are a hobby for me, but I personally think it's more than that. But it's not really like a lifestyle. It's so much fun to pick up a game and then put the time to learn it, making the experience even more gratifying. I wonder if other people feel that way as I do. I'm sure most casual gamers won't, but for people who love the game because they're passionate for it, I think they might have this sort of feeling. Games are not just games for me. I see some people would beat a game and then sell it, but to me, if I enjoy it so much, I'm keeping it, because that game has something that I want to come back for if I enjoy it so much. And it's a pleasant experience to learn new stuff or try to master the game essentially. When I first played Doom 3, I was so pleased with the new direction and some of the reinventions of the series. I really loved the new design of the imps and cacodemons, but also the shotgun and plasma gun too. Doom 3 was not a reskin of Doom 1, but it didn't forget its roots. It was still a Doom game, but with a new direction. As a guy who really enjoys Doom, I was impressed with the decision making that was going through this game. Overall, I got a solid product. The only thing that I feel like Doom 3 could have done better was to be a better game, really. It just didn't have enough moments that blew me away, but I still like it though. For example, like if Halo 4 was a Call of Duty clone, like exactly Call of Duty with the sci-fi setting, that already bothers me, because Halo isn't Call of Duty. Halo needs to be Halo. Whatever game needs to be that specific game. However, I do believe there is a time to reinvent the series, because you can't stick to the same formula with a couple of adjustments. You have to evolve or reboot yourself. With that said, you can tell games are not just a game because of the games I spent the time on. I sacrificed a lot of my freedom that I could do in real life. Maybe I can learn to speak German or learn to fish, whatever. I spent my time in those games because those games motivated me to push myself, because they have something that attracts me to play them. That's how I feel about the whole games are just a game topic. I'll throw in some more info about Doom 3. Doom 3 did kind of hurt the Doom fan base a bit, because it wasn't like Doom 2, but then again, it sold very well. Matter of fact, it's its most successful product. I think it sold over 3.5 million copies, and I'm not trying to say sales mean it's better, but you gotta admit, when something sells well, it means it had to do something right. Doom 3 did do a lot of right things. It still felt like a Doom game, maybe not as crowded, but it was still enticing and intense in its own interpretation. It feels like a game from id Software too, run and gun. Simple formula, not too complicated in the objective sides, but Doom was never a complicated game. Doom 3 did have some Quake 2 feel to it, which I really appreciate. I think like the zombie soldiers, they say trespasser when they see you, and that's what the berserkers do in Quake 2. Also, the machine gun and grenades are straight up from Quake 2, and the design philosophy is similar. Quake 2 never really threw in that much enemies at you, same thing with Doom 3, but just like what I said, it doesn't necessarily mean it's less exciting. I personally think killing an imp in Doom 3 is as satisfying to killing 5 imps in Doom 1. Anyways, that's pretty much it for the commentary, and I'm out.